It's 7 degrees this morning. The wind chill's got it at -3. We just finished breaking ice for everybody, and you can see they're getting their morning drink. The problem is I have 4 troughs to break, which isn't a lot, and it only takes a few minutes, but by the time I get done breaking the 4th one, the first one is starting to freeze back over, so they're not staying open very long. We're coming out here 3 to 4 times a day, chopping this ice up, and it's just refreezing real fast, but hopefully they're getting enough. I saw some of them nibbling on some snow, some of the ice chunks that I threw out. Hopefully they're getting what they need out of that, because it's not staying open very long. I don't know if y'all have caught it or not, but this video has been filmed over the course of this past week pretty much. Some of it was due to weather. I've been kind of under the weather the last few days as well. But right now we kind of have a very unique event happening, I guess is the way to describe it, with little Penelope. You'll remember her as our bottle baby goat. This past year, she had, and I don't know what it was. I've tried to research it and talk to people, and there's several things it could be. What we tried was deworming her last year, and then we kept her up on her selenium and all the different vitamins and minerals that goats need. And she stopped doing it. I'll get to that in a second. About 12 weeks old, right when we moved her over here to the barn from our backyard. And yesterday we found her doing it again. And we don't really know what it is, like I said. But basically, she'll be on her side and seemingly acting like she's paralyzed. We stand her up on her feet, and she takes off like normal until she falls down again or accidentally gets knocked over one way or another. And then she's paralyzed again. Don't really know what it is, but it seemingly stopped right after we gave her dose of selenium and vitamin E last year, about 6 months ago. So we are going to try and do that again today and cross our fingers that in the next day or two this stops. If it doesn't, then it might be something different this time, and we'll have to get the vet involved, but fingers crossed we don't have to take it that far. See, and this is what I was talking about. She's acting like she's paralyzed, but typically I can stand her up and she'll take off like normal. If you have any ideas or more experience with something like this in goats, please let me know in the comments. I can't figure out what it is researching online when I've talked to people who are a lot more experienced in goats, including the vet offices. They can't really tell me anything either. You see, she was on her feet, now she's back down again. Her gums, her eyes, all... Sorry, Coco was biting on me. They are all normal looking. I can't take her temperature mainly because I don't have a thermometer for it. Like I said, the only thing that seemed to help last year when this happened was the selenium and vitamin E. So let's take her up and we'll give her her dose of all that. And then we're going to put her in a little area to get her away from these other girls because they're kind of rough with her, especially her mom, who you see right here, and the older nanny, goat kid from last year. They're rough with her. We're going to try and separate her a little bit, get her doses, and watch her the next few days, and hopefully... This is the dewormer. It's a Safeguard goat dewormer. She'll just get 2.3 milliliters of this orally, and we'll move on to the paste I was talking about. Snelly, baby. Hey. Come here, little girl. Come on, baby. Look. Hey, look. There we go. This one was called Jumpstart. It's another oral gel. It's just got different live, naturally occurring microorganisms as well as vitamins and minerals. We'll give her another round of all 3 of these things over the next 2 or 3 days. We'll keep an eye on her, and if she doesn't make some pretty dramatic changes, we will get her in with the vet and see what we need to do. So until she does make some improvement, I do want to get her separated from this herd. I don't really want to take her back to the house, although I am tempted to because she is kind of the family favorite, having been our bottle baby. But I don't want to separate her, and this herd is way too rough with her, especially the bigger two. I'm thinking right here up against this wall, I'm going to put 2 of these panels and make just a little triangle shaped pen for her. Like I said, she's not really going to be moving around. She'll have bedding, water, a little bit of feed, and she'll be, most importantly, protected from these other goats that are bigger and a lot more rough with her. Just give her somewhere nice, protected, out of the wind to hopefully recover. Excuse me, girl. something about like this. I rotated this one because it's cut off and it's got a bunch of little 2-inch daggers on it. I don't want somebody to poke their eye. Well, as you can hear and see, she doesn't really like it all that much, but she is protected. Coco here, right there, was her mate growing up. They both lived, she was her company. She lived in the backyard with us. Coco was not a bottle baby. She was solely there to be another goat, to be with Penelope. The twins they're all about the same age, but they're rough. They don't understand. Her mom is a mean heifer and will ram all these other little girls for no reason at all day long. And the yellow nanny, she was our first baby born last year back in March. She's never been just super friendly. She's never been aggressive. But if she's going to take after any of them, it's going to be after that mean heifer right there. So for Penelope's sake, she's going to live there until she can start making a recovery. You see she's got plenty of bedding. There's a brick in there, which I will put a little tray of water on. She'll have some feed. She can just lay, relax, get better without having these other girls hitting her, bumping her, ramming her, any of that other mess. And cross our fingers and hope for the best. I think it's safe to say Miss Coco doesn't like her buddy being in there. We are still breaking ice in the water troughs, and it's right here at the point where I need to fill them back up. But I've got a problem. The hose that I normally use here at the barn, I left hanging in that trough, actually about 3 feet of the hose in that trough. This trough here is the smallest by far. It froze completely solid, and it's still mostly solid. And I've been picking away at it with tools and the shovel, and I can't get it out. I brought another hose here from the house, and it's got so many kinks in it due to how long it is and being wound up on the little spool it is. So I was having a nightmare with it as well. The kinks wouldn't come out due to how cold and stiff it was. I guess I'm not too worried about the horses and donkeys because they have basically a little pond across the pasture they can get water from. The steers are still fine. They got about half of their trough. The goats, however, are empty because their little pan froze completely solid and busting it up over time. It's gone. So I'm gonna bucket carry a couple loads to the goats, give a little bowl to Penelope and her little hospital pen, and then I'll probably take a bucket load into a different little pail and stick it in the stall with the steers just for good measure. And then I think tomorrow we're supposed to start getting back up into the 40s and 50s, and it'll be our first time in about a 10-day period where we've gotten above freezing. So I'm thankful for that, and thankful to not have to be busting ice anymore. I don't know how them people up north do it, but they can have it. I apologize that this video was a little different. Some of the low lighting, taking the hay bale out, and it was spread over a few days. It's not ideal how I'd like to do things, but we've gone through a weather event this week that we've never experienced before in my lifetime. Most of the week spending below 10 degrees in single digits with wind chills, and the minus temps. Never experienced that in my life. So we've just been doing things the best we can. This cold weather has shocked our camera batteries, is one of the reasons why it was split over several days. I also hate that it had to end with this issue with Penelope, but I want to be transparent with everything that goes on the farm, both good and bad. And I thank y'all for coming along with me. If you will, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.